few guys that didn't enter the game with us there. Cole Kmet with a concussion, Josh Blackwell with a concussion, and then Dio had an ankle. So we'll see what that looks like when we get back. Overall, just really proud of the group and how resilient they were. There's a number of things that weren't pretty, that weren't clean, and yet I think what you learn about this group through the first half of the season is that they are an extremely resilient bunch. They show up and they're going to fight you all 60 minutes, and they really don't waver. I give them a lot of credit for their poise. With the way that game went, you're up 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and they get the onside kick, they take the lead, and it's easy to fold. And our guys didn't do that. They kept the faith and found a way to come out on top. And so there'll be a lot of tape that we can coach off of and we can clean up. I think the best thing is you go in the locker room and it's an exciting win like that, and yet there's a number of guys that are pretty disappointed with how they played. And so I think that's the sign of a good football team is they can recognize it immediately, and we're going to be able to clean it up and get it fixed. So, you don't apologize for winning in this league. It's too hard week in and week out, especially on the road. And so, it's as a coach, you don't take these things for granted. So with that, I'll go ahead and open it up.
Ben, what was the emotional experience for you in the last 2 or so minutes?
I try to keep it pretty steady. I mean, we were on top of it. I just try to keep level-headed in terms of making sure we have enough time for our own rebuttal. And so we're using our timeouts, and, that's kind of worst-case scenario, but you're kind of thinking that way and making sure that you got a chance. And, we came back, and we needed a field goal, and just about a minute left in a timeout. So we felt pretty good about that scenario. It's easy to go up and down and ride that roller coaster, but I think the coaching staff did a pretty good job just staying level-headed throughout.
It looked like in the sequence that you're talking about with the Bengals going in, it looked like you weren't conceding anything, but you were preparing for at least the probability that they were going to
and you could see it in their intent as well. They got down in the red zone, he started running the ball to try to drain some of the clock off, and so that's part of that game is they want to have the last score themselves and win the game, and we want to have enough time just in case to rebuttal. So that's the strategic part of it that can be a little bit fun.
What's going through your mind on Colston's play? Were you thinking, okay, he's got it, he's going to be in field goal range, and then he takes off and runs away from everyone?
Yeah, I just told Jeff that I was hunting one coverage there before halftime and end of the game in the 2-minute scenarios, and couldn't get it. There was probably 3 or 4 calls I had, and I just didn't get it. And then finally we got it on that particular play, and Caleb did a great job seeing it, delivered a good ball. Figured it was going to be explosive. Wasn't expecting it to be a touchdown, though, and I think that was Colston's speed just taking off and going for it. So it was good to see.
So on that play, is Colston the number one?
Yes.
Yeah. We've gotten used to how you've talked about how even-keeled you are. I mean, how challenging was it, though, for you in those final 2 minutes to really stay?
I was actually probably more even-keeled than I was earlier in the game. You could ask our offensive coaching staff. I'm not too – I can say some things on the headset that aren't too pleasant. But no, I think overall, I think the whole group, coaches and players, they handled it really well.
How about Caleb's ups and downs throughout the game and then finishing strong like that?
Yeah, I can't make a knee-jerk reaction on that quite yet. Here's what I know is he threw some touchdowns. He didn't throw any interceptions, and I thought he used his legs to help us extend drives as well. So I was pleased with that.
How impressive was Kyle stepping in like he did today?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. That's kind of who he's been since he's been here. Very reliable. He's going to do what you're coaching. I think he's hard to bring down. I think that showed up. What he was in Rutgers was the bell cow for that team, and he proved today that he can carry that load if called upon.
Is there a reason why you went to so many of the trick plays today?
No, I mean, I think we had a lot of plays in general, so we were just cycling through what we felt like would work, and I don't feel like it was any more on a game plan than we normally have.
What was the thinking and why that would work, the play with Tyson?
With Tyson?
Pass to Tyson.
Yeah. I believe that was off the turnover. Is that correct?
So, yeah.
Yeah, so we had a little momentum, was looking to piggyback on that. And then it's one of those gadgets where you're throwing it out wide, trying to get some young players on their defense to potentially have bad eyes. We had the ability to throw that ball down the field. They covered it well down there, but then we were able to throw it back across. So,
Sorry, do you presume on that play and the DJ pass to Caleb that they're going to probably just ignore the quarterback, the starting quarterback, kind of wandering out there?
well, in man coverage, there's not a defender assigned to the quarterback, and so that can be a good play if you get the right coverage.
DJ's touchdown when Zach challenged it. What are you thinking? Because obviously we know what's happened with those balls going out of the end zone, and I don't know if you have rules for guys in those situations, but what's your vantage point of that going?
Yeah, I mean, our guys know we don't reach the ball out at the pylon, and so DJ was the first one over to me. He's like, Coach, the way he hit me kind of forced the ball to go like that, but he felt like he had possession of it, and I think the video affirmed that for us, so it was good.
Ben, on that last play of the Bengals, it seemed like you all rushed 4, I may be mistaken, but when so many coaches tend to rush 3 and sort of sit back and let the play develop, what went into the decision to try and get pressure on Joe Flacco rather than just sitting
On
back?
the Hail Mary attempt?
Yeah.
I think teams have philosophies on that, and each week's a little bit different, but we felt pretty comfortable going into this week and that being our plan of attack.
Then on the onside kick, just what did you see, and what can you guys do better in that situation?
I got to look at that tape one more time. It was on the opposite side of the field, so I didn't see it close up, but the guys upstairs said it hit Hardy's foot, and so we'll see what we can do better next time.
What concerns do you have defensively? I know you don't want to you can't dig into the details until you've seen the film, but there's got to be some categories of issues defensively in a game like this.
We knew that those guys on the outside, on the perimeter, were really good players, and I mean, I think Flacco, and since he's been here, he's kind of done this every week, week in and week out, and so I'm not going to make, like I said, any knee-jerk reactions here right after the game. We'll look at that tape, we'll evaluate what we did well, what we didn't do well, and if we need to make adjustments, we will.
Thanks, guys.
Yep, thank you.